So what is up, YouTube? It's your boy D Milli. What's good? And today I'm going to be bringing you a new video and a new series. I'm officially going to be doing hip-hop news, and I'm mainly going to be covering mainstream hip-hop as of right now. Just any insiders that you probably didn't know about, or anything that could be linked to a record or a situation. Just, filling everybody in, especially anybody that happens to be a fan of any artist that I cover. And we're just going to jump right into it. Now, first story is going to be coming from Travis Scott and his record label, Cactus Jack. He just released an album with his new group, JACKBOYS, that consists of the members of the label. It's Travis Scott, Sheck West, Don Toliver, and Luxury Tax 50. Now, their album recently went #1 right before the rule was finalized that you couldn't bundle merchandise together with the album to either get more sales or just push the album out further. Here's an expert from a source that says JACKBOYS, a compilation album featuring Scott and artists signed to his label, including Sheck West, Don Toliver, and Luxury Tax, opened with the equivalent of 150 sales in the United States according to Nielsen. That number includes a healthy 97 million streams, but Scott owes his chart-topping position to the 79,000 copies of JACKBOYS that his fans were credited with buying. The vast majority were delivered as a part of sales bundles by Scott, one of music's most aggressive and successful merchandise strategies. So that means as of right now, if Travis decides to release another album with a bundle pack, any album sold with that won't technically count as far as Billboard goes. He'll still get the sale, but it won't count. But I personally know that Nicki Minaj was really not feeling that when Astroworld dropped. He had the whole bundle pack, and she dropped Queen at the same time, and he went #1 and she was #2, and that's why she was tripping.
But why do people say things like upset or angry? When someone says how they feel, they're not always upset or angry.
Well, what were you feeling?
I felt like I wanted to punch him in his face.
Okay.
Because
what are those emotions then, if that's not anger?
No, it's not anger. It's just what's right and what's wrong, what's fair. I've had a #2 album, and I never cared. It's just that when you have a #2 album to someone who's selling shirts and merch and selling passes for a tour that's not even announced yet, it feels like you're being tricked. It feels like, someone is playing a game and like beating you at a game as opposed to just selling music. I want to sell music.
Right. So you're saying that's what he was doing?
Yes. Okay. He sold a lot of t-shirts and sweaters.
Okay.
And tour passes. And so we're not going to have that.
Okay.
Now, our next story comes from Roddy, Ricch, and I'm pretty sure all of y'all know about the box meme and everything that was going on when people were making memes with videos and making Trillers dance videos. But he just officially became #1 in the world with that record, and his album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, also went #1. And instead of taking, the shade type route when it comes to competing with Justin Bieber, he decided to tweet out "Stream Yummy" by Justin Bieber with a strong arm emoji. Shout out to Dante under there too with a little joke. But if you don't know, Justin Bieber also put a campaign out for his fans to stream Yummy while they were asleep, and he specifically told them not to mute it and not to turn the audio off so he could still get streams while people slept. And I feel like that's one of the most lazy yet sneaky strategies for getting streams on music, because it's technically still not authentic. They might be playing it on their phone while they're asleep, but they're not technically listening to it. So I don't think that's fair. But at the same time, Roddy Ricch still came on top, and Justin Bieber still tried to, double back and give him his props on it. But at the same time, if you're one of the most well-known artists in the world, and for you still to be trying to use that strategy, it just shows how much dedication you have to try to remain that #1 spot, even when you know that you're probably going to get beat out. Now, a third story comes from the legend, the myth, the GOAT, Kendrick Lamar. Now, it's being rumored that Kendrick Lamar is currently finishing up his new album, and it apparently has a lot of rock influence. And I personally just been waiting for a new Kendrick album ever since he dropped Damn. I knew it was going to take a while, considering that's pretty much how Kendrick works. He doesn't put out any bodies of work until he's 100% sure. I wouldn't technically consider the Black Panther soundtrack to be an album, mainly because it was a soundtrack. It was a lot of different artists on there, but it wasn't a Kendrick album that he would have just put out just because. Now there's apparently a Billboard culminator that's been getting some insight on what's been going on with Kendrick's new album, and he tweeted out, "Did anyone not named Beyonce release better, more meaningful back-to-back albums last decade than Kendrick Lamar? Are you interested to know that I hear from several friends that recording on the new album may finally be done, and that he's pulling in more rock sounds this time?" He followed up with, "A lot of huge albums expected in 2020. I'll be surprised if there's one I listen to more closely than the first time this one. Also, just to be clear, because recording had hit a point where folks believe it may be finished, albums go back to the studio all the time after this point, and for a million different reasons." Basically meaning, even if Kendrick may be done with the album, or he may feel that the album's done, it still could get sent back to the studio to be worked on. It could be sent out to multiple people to add things, or to add background vocals, or even just certain elements to the beat. You really don't know up until you get an official release from the artist or the record label. But I'm definitely looking forward to a new Kendrick album. Whenever it drops, all I know is it's gonna be at least close to perfect, because like me, when it comes to music, Kendrick is a perfectionist. So if he feels like it's not done, if he feels like something needs to be added, he'll definitely make sure it fits his vision before he drops it. Now our next story comes from Cardi B. And I'm not gonna front, I think Cardi B is pretty good when it comes to rap. I know there was a lot of stories about, her having a ghostwriter, having help with writing. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, there's tons of genres out there that literally promote pulling people in to help you. Even though Kanye gets a lot of flack for crediting whoever's in the room as a writer, there's people like, Adele, Beyonce, Drake, even though he won't admit it, Demi Lovato, Shawn Mendes. Like, there's tons of people out there that use writers or get help with writing. So I don't understand what the real problem is behind, saying that you had help writing. As long as you admit it, I don't personally see the problem, but there's that. But the reason that I have a story with Cardi B is because she claims that she apparently wants to become a politician or just be a part of Congress or the government. I personally don't know if that's the best idea. Now, none of these tweets really help her case, but she tweeted out, "I think I want to be a politician. I really love government even though I don't agree with government." She followed up with, "Like I was watching war documentaries, no matter how many weapons a country have, you need people. How are you trying to go against the country and possibly start a war when this country lacks patriotism? I barely see people claim they love being an American." And she did a final follow-up with, "I do feel like if I go back to school and focus up, I can be a part of Congress. I deadass have so much ideas."
Really, nigga?
"I deadass have so much ideas that make sense. I just need a couple of years of school and I can shake that table." Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't think I want this running our country.
What's poppin', everybody? It's your girl Cardi B. I try to get a little cute for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I put my little outdoor earrings on and shit. So we're gonna pretend like this is an AMA award. And I want to say thank you, everybody, for voting for me for this AMA award. I'm so grateful that I won this AMA award a couple of days ago. I know I won a Soul Train award, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm sorry to my fans that I've really been off the scene. I've been busy every fucking night, every motherfucking day in the studio. I haven't been able to motherfucking, put a nice wig on, wax my mustache, even do my nails, my fucking eyebrows is fucked up. So, I've been a little bit off the scene and everything because I've just been a little bit off, just focusing so I could deliver some good old music for y'all 2020. And like I said, thank you so much. And just remember, brush your teeth, brush your tongue, eat carrots for your motherfucking vision. Don't be lazy. Put lotion and baby oil right after you get out the shower. And I love you. Bye. Hold on.
Not to say that Cardi B shouldn't jump out of her lane when it comes to music, because she's been veering off in the movies as well, but I don't know if Congress is her thing. And our last story comes from Bobby Shmurda. Now, it's being said that he could possibly be released at the end of this year, most likely around December, because he has a probation hearing. Now, a source says it has been 5 years since Bobby Shmurda was first arrested on a crime list, but his time in prison is expected to end in 2020. The Brooklyn rapper was sentenced to 7 years in prison in 2016 after pleading guilty to third-degree conspiracy and possession of weapons. Shmurda's probation hearing is scheduled for August 2020, and if his probation is approved, Bobby will be released on December 11th. Bobby's release may not be of the magnitude of Bobby's most recent return. Now, even though he pretty much threw himself under the bus with his record Hot Nigga, I still honestly think that after all these years of good behavior and pretty much just maintaining what he was supposed to do while he was locked up, I feel like he deserves a shot to, be let free as long as he, follows the rules and follows his probation rules or whatever he has to do to maintain freedom. I think he should be let go. Now that will be all for today, everybody. I'm pretty much gonna be doing this every Wednesday and Saturday, so make sure you like, subscribe, comment, be consistent with just, sharing the videos as they come out. Also, my latest single, Everywhere, will be in the description if you want to listen on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you want to do. Make sure you just check out the links in the description for anything. Follow my socials. There's my regular and my production pages on Instagram. You can also follow me on Twitter right here. You can like my Facebook page with the same name, but at the same time, I don't really use Facebook. So if you don't really use Facebook either, it really doesn't matter to me. It's whatever you want to do. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all sticking around, and stay tuned for the next one.